Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Will We Talk. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter than normal because it's dedicated to an event that's happening on Friday, the 2nd of February. It's happening in Liverpool at Camp and Furnace. It is the Mayor's DJ Battle. Get this. The Great Manchester Mayor, Andy Burnham, the Liverpool Mayor, Steve Rotheram, go head-to-head in a battle to see who's the best DJ. Now, it isn't just them. They've got amazing bands and acts and just celebrities all helping them out to make sure that either their side, Liverpool, or the best side, Manchester, can I say that? Is that all right? Win. So do us a favour, get your tickets, head into the description below and buy yourself a ticket there. Who else, though, to build up an amazing event than the two mayors themselves? Who wants to start us off, Andy or Steve, about the history of this DJ battle, Andy?
Shall I start, Steve?
Go on, because it was an idea that came from you anyways.
Well, Steve and I love our music, as you know, and we're always having a bit of competition with each other. And I got into a habit early days in my time as mayor of, DJing. A lot of people said, well, why aren't you doing some real work? And I keep saying it is real work. If you're the mayor for the music capital of the UK, you've got to get out there and promote the product, haven't you? So I see it as part of my, part of my core job description to get out there and do it. But then I said to him, well, he would always say, well, at least I would have better stuff to play if I did it. And I said, well, right, come on then, let's test that. So that's where the idea of Manchester versus Liverpool DJ battle was born. And we had our first last year, Joe. And you know what? Put aside the result, which Manchester obviously won. But put aside the result, we got voted the best live event in Manchester of 2022, which is a pretty good going, I think, for the first DJ battle.
Phenomenal. Steve, do you want to have your say on the history of it? I mean, you're shaking your head. What's up?
What's up? Well, other than everything that Andy's just said is inaccurate. Other than that, nothing. So, for instance, Liverpool is the only UNESCO World City of Music. Not that rivalry really matters in this case because we're doing it for really good reasons, but I just want to put that on the record. And the second bit is that there was plenty of people, even members of Mr. Burnham's own family, that thought that the Liverpool music was better than the Manchester music. Now, we'll see what happens on this occasion because Andy might up his game. And there are some brilliant musicians, bands, and of course, famous songs from Manchester. But when you look at our catalogue and just the extent of the musical heritage of a city like Liverpool, it's going to be hard for anywhere in the country to compete against.
I mean, the two cities are just phenomenal, both themselves together. But the fact that we've got an epic battle on our hands is amazing. Andy, can we talk about last time and Steve saying you might up it this time? Talk to us about why you think you might have won the last one and what have you got up your sleeve this time round?
Well, I was warming up last time. I just put the B team out last time, and even they won pretty comfortably. And it's not when you're only facing one band, it's not too bad, is it? When you've only got one big band to your name, as Steve sadly has got. We're able to call on an embarrassment of riches. So the first team will be coming out this time. That is absolutely true because it's an away fixture. We've got to put our best side out. I hope the away fans will come with us. So if you've not got your tickets, everybody, please buy them for the DJ battle at Camp and Furnace, Friday the 2nd of February. It's going to be kind of epic, really, and it is a celebration of both cities, Joe. To be fair, and I'm sure it will be a fantastic night. But no, absolutely, my biggest guns will be out on that night.
Steve, it is so interesting, isn't it, when you think about music, and even just off air, we were talking a little bit about football, and just such a small part of the country and a small part of the world is responsible for some of the biggest music and some of the the most amazing things to come out of both cities. I guess rivalries aside, a night like the 2nd of Feb. It's just a sort of celebration of it all, really.
It really is that. But look, we're never going to put our rivalries aside. Obviously, there's no room at all on this night, just as it was in Manchester, for tribalism. We won't accept any of that. That's just nonsense. But look, a bit of competition is great, isn't it? And when you think about some of the bands that we've produced. And it's funny, really, because we didn't play any Beatles on the night and still slaughtered the music that was coming from the opposite direction. So we'll just have to see when we have our range, our eclectic mix of different bands from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right the way through. And of course, some of the great bands that are around today, like Rotheram Club and others. So we'll be playing all sorts of genres, all sorts of eras. But I think as a Northwest, there's nowhere in the country that could do what we're doing, because whilst they may well have one or two great bands, there's no one with the range that we've got between us.
I don't think there is anywhere that can compete for the wealth of music and football that we've got. But it was, on the night, it was quite funny. Steve mentioned the sort of competition and the rivalry. Steve, it was quite funny last time, wasn't it? Peter Reid and Rotheram having an on-stage argument, because Peter Reid had the mic and was about to play a tune for the Liverpool side, although he does have a link to our side as well, of course, Joe. But as he was sort of going through his thing, a cry came somewhere from the other side of the stage. Brian Robson was better than you. Rotheram sort of interjected, and Mr. Reid replied in kind, and it was kind of an interesting moment, Steve, wasn't it, on the night last time?
Yeah, it was one of those things that when you're present, you're just thinking, oh my God, where's this going to go? Anyway, it all ended up all friendly and, a really interesting moment for us both. But it was good because I love some Manchester music. Genuinely, I always have done. And there's some great periods where both cities have produced the best music in the world, not just the best bands, but the best music. And we were able to tease a lot of that out. It was great to see the audience participation as well. I thought the Manchester audience was superb. Well, you can imagine, can't you, when you've got a city which has had more number ones than anywhere else in the country, Liverpool, a UNESCO World Heritage and a UNESCO City of Music, Liverpool, somewhere that hosted Eurovision just last year, Liverpool, somewhere that's synonymous with music. It's in our DNA, Liverpool. But I just think that it's open for see who's the best person on the night.
Can I ask you both your favourite thing about the night then? What do you love the most, Andy, on the night? Because you've done this before. What is it for you on stage that you just can't wait to do again?
Well, I'll come to that, but I noticed Mr. Rotheram was repeating himself there about UNESCO and Eurovision. We were quite happy, Mr. Rotheram, for you to have Eurovision, because obviously you took the crown as home of cheesy music, didn't you? And we'll quite happily keep our reputation for the home of cool music. That suits us right down to the ground. On the night, I think there's nothing better, because obviously when you are DJing, I mean, I've become a bit of an expert here, Joe. When you kind of put a tune on and you kind of like you catch it right in terms of the timing, and you see the arms go up when you've kind of picked the right moment and the right tune. That's pretty good. And then you see everybody bouncing up and down. That's a pretty great feeling. And I'm confident that I will have many such moments on the 2nd of February.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm told, I don't play golf, but I'm told that a golfer, as soon as they strike the ball and it pings, they know where it's going. It's like that when you hit a football sometimes. Not that Andy's ever done this, but when you hit a really, really good ball and you know exactly it's going to end up in the back of the net, then you don't even have to look up. And it's a bit like that with picking the right tune. I noticed sometimes that we just hit the sweet spot, both of us, and the crowd went with it. And genuinely, the buzz that you get from that, you're thinking, oh, that was really good, and I want to do that again and again. So I think there's plenty to go by. But just on the final point about Eurovision, isn't it staggering that the cheesy music that Eurovision played, that Manchester was unsuccessful in bidding for?
He loves it. He loves it. Listen,
All deliberate.
less on Eurovision, more on the other night, because as well as you two being the headline act, the bands on the stage as well, and the special guests from Blossoms to Jamie Webster to John Barnes. But the argument we're having in the studio is if John Barnes does the rap in the New Order song, Andy, who's going to get the point? Because technically, New Order, what's going to happen there?
Let me say right now, that's Mr. Sumner, isn't it? And his band, because they're the publishers, so they hold the copyright. Don't pull that one, Mr. Rotheram. And the question is whether Rick Astley turns up, because Rick Astley is from where I went to school, Newtonley Willows, and his very much has his allegiance towards the red half of Manchester. So I think he's in disputed territory, Rick Astley. So I think that could cause a diplomatic incident if he gets a run out on the night. So we'll see how that goes. But you know what, Joe? The thing that I would say, the serious point about this is it is a celebration of Northwest culture, Northwest identity. Actually, what the two cities have in common. But Steve and I see it this way as well. It's also the soft power of the two city regions. These are our big cards. These are the things that we're known for around the world. These are the things that kind of other parts of the country that have more money would love to have, but they don't have. Do you know what I mean? So this is me and Steve sort of as ambassadors for our two city regions, really displaying the full cultural power of this place, the northwest of England. And that is what makes this night quite a special night. Everywhere else, I think, in the country wishes they had the wealth of musical riches that we do and the kind of reach that has right around the world.
Indeed.
Yeah. And look, I think we both love not to be able to do it, Joe, in regard to the reason that we are doing it is to raise valuable funding for homeless charities in Greater Manchester and the Liverpool City region. And that's the beauty of this. So whilst people will be coming along and having a fantastic night, genuinely, we're going to smash it. It'll be brilliant. Great support from the bands who are coming along and footballers and celebrities and all that. Actually, this is ultimately about trying to put a roof over people's heads in the fifth richest economy in the world. And if we can do our little bit, then obviously everybody will love the night, but then that money will go to help people who are less fortunate.
Perfect. And what we'll do is we'll leave it with this final question. The band from your city that you're looking forward to playing the most, but also as well, as a token of nice gesture, why don't you pick a favourite band of yours from the rival city that you love? Steve, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favourite songs of all time is the Buzzcocks, Ever Fallen in Love. So, when you're a young man growing up in a working class area and you hear something like that for the first time, it's just wow. And it's still, even today, 40 odd years on, I would have thought, that still makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And Andy played that last time. It smashed it. It was brilliant. For me, for the Liverpool side of things, the one that really got people going was Valerie by the Zootons. It was just incredible. Everybody sang along to every single word, not just to the chorus. That was a bit of a wow moment.
Andy?
Yeah. Oh, goodness me. I will actually have the Blossoms with me on the night. Which is a big, it's a big card, isn't it? And I do love playing the Blossoms. They always get the crowd going. Charlemagne, or we could play a whole number of their tracks, and that would have the same effect. We're going to have a Heather Small on the night there. I don't know if you know that. So of M People, and M People can certainly lift a crowd. If you're talking about me personally, I loved playing Mersey Paradise. By the Stone Roses at the first DJ battle, because obviously, there are certain songs by certain bands that kind of lean a bit into the middle. I think Liam Gallagher and John Squire have got a new song out called Mars to Liverpool, which fabulous. Is coming out, I think, and might we might find a way of giving that an airing at the because that's in that crossover space. But in terms of a band that I love and would love to play, to me it would always be the Lars. Actually, I think they are my favourite Liverpool band. Obviously alongside the Beatles, but the Lars are, it's just sad that they only ever did that one album. But my God, is it an absolute timeless classic.
Andy and Steve, we wish you all the best. It is Friday, the 2nd of February. You can see the details along the bottom of your screen, and if you click in the link in the description below, you'll get tickets there. I've checked as well, Andy, for people of Manchester. The last train back is 11:30 if it runs. A bit of political satire there. It's back at 11:30, so you can still go out, party, go support Andy, and then get the last train home. Happy days.
That's it, Joe. Come on, Team Manchester. Get on that train.
Bye,
and we'll take the prize home.
Yes, come on. See you, everyone. We'll see you on Friday.